Welcome back. We are moving to the next question based on series and data frame. So the next question is create a new statement for adding one more column to the data frame employees with the column name city. So we are using an existing data frame, and within that we are going to add one more column within that with the name city. So how we will do that? So they are providing three options there: employees within square bracket city equal to a list of values, then employee dot city equal to a set of values, then both A and B are true. So that's the option that they are providing. So few things that you need to remember based on this. I will tell you within the ideally, I'm taking the ideally and the script node within that. And here you can see the employees data frame that's created. So within the pd.data frame function, we are providing a dictionary, and along with that we are providing the index there. So we are creating a dictionary with the keys employee code, name, occupation, date of join, and age, and the values that we passed as a list. And then along with that we are providing an index for creating the data frame employees. And after creating the employees data frame, the next step is to how to add a new column within the existing data frame. So if you are providing the existing data frame name is employees, within square bracket, within double quotes, we will provide city, that's a new column name, equal to. So we are going to provide certain data there based on this particular field. So which are the cities that they are providing there? Same values that we are providing within the coding: Mumbai, comma, Delhi. So that's the two cities that they provided there. So we add city column within the existing data frame with the data Mumbai and Delhi. So after that, here we are moving to display that particular content by using print function, print of employees, that we are providing here. So what will happen? They will print the existing data frame with the new data. They will print the existing data frame with the new data. So here you can see the existing data frame and the new data frame with the additional column city that you can see there. So whenever we are adding a new column by using this syntax, you need to remember one thing: number of rows that we already inserted within the data frame, that you need to consider there. Within the existing data frame, we already inserted 2 rows of data, 2 index that we set it, and the 2 data that we set it for each column. So number of rows within the existing data frame is 2. So based on that, you need to specify the data within the adding process, or you need to specify data like that. So here, if you provide the number of values other than the existing one, definitely they will raise an error. That means 2 rows that we already declared within the existing data frame. So definitely you need to pass 2 data there. You need to pass 2 data there. If you provide less than a number or greater than the existing number of rows, definitely they will show an error message there. I will show you. Now we provide 3 data there. 3 data means 3 rows that we are expecting, but actually there is no 3 rows, so they will provide an error message. So when you are adding a new column, you need to remember one thing: based on the number of rows that we already inserted, you need to specify the value there. Based on the number of rows that we already inserted within the data frame, we need to provide the value there. So here we provide 2 rows within the existing data frame. So based on that, we need to insert 2 data there. So that's the main thing that you need to remember there based on that. And if you provide this one, is it a correct statement? That also that we are going to execute now. Instead of this one, I'm going to, sorry, that's not copied. I will copy it again. So we are copying it, and here I am pasting it. is that will be executed. That's not accepted. That means that particular syntax is not accepted within this particular program. So when you are planning to add one more column there, you need to use which syntax? The existing data frame name, then within square bracket the new column name. This one is a new column name, and we will pass the number of values there. So this number of values, it must be matching to the existing data frame's number of rows. So if you already provided a data frame with 2 rows, 2 values that we need to insert here. So that's the only thing that you need to remember based on that. Then we are moving to the next question. Which statement is used for adding one more row in the existing data frame? So is there any other mechanism for adding one more data there? Is used for adding one more row in the existing data frame. So is it possible to use .loc or .iloc or none of the above? So which one is the correct one? .loc. .loc, that's the correct one. So either you can use data frame name .loc, or otherwise we can use which statement? We can use append also. We can use append also. Within the previous statement, we are adding one more column there. But here we are trying to add one more row. We are trying to add one more row. Within the previous program, we provide the process for adding one more column, is it? So if you require to add one more row there, how we will do that? Here, instead of dot, if you provide square brackets, the data that will be automatically added there. So if you require to add one more row, this one, that's used for adding one more column. But if you require to add one more row there, how we will do that? The data frame name dot loc. Then how we will do that? Loc. Then we can provide the index number there. We can provide the index number there. E103, that's not part of the existing data frame. Then equal to, then within square bracket we will provide number of columns. So which are the columns that we need to provide there? Here how many columns are created? Employee code, name, occupation, date of join, age, and we add one more column there, city. So that particular values that you need to pass there. So here we are providing the next data, EMP003, employee code, then name, then next data, occupation, and just providing the values there for completing it speedily. Then date of join, then age, then one more column that we added now, city. So that's also that we are providing here. So we provide the adding process, then we are going to print that particular data frame. We're going to counter check whether it's worked properly or not. So here you can see that row that's added here, So the next process is for adding a new row within the existing data frame. As the first step, we covered how to add a new column within the existing data frame. So within square bracket, we will provide the new column name and we will pass the number of values. And here we are providing .loc statement for adding one more row within the existing data frame. So based on the number of columns that we created, we will pass the value. Here also you need to remember one thing, based on the number of columns that we already generated there, you need to pass the value there. If you skip the city field, what will happen? They will raise an error there. So number of values that we passed within the insertion process, that you need to check there. So if you provide the city column there, definitely that you need to add there, otherwise they will raise an error there. So number of values that must be same based on the existing data frame. When you add a new column, the number of rows that must be same, and when you are adding a new row, the number of columns must be same. So here we are considering the number of rows, and here we are considering the number of columns. So that you need to remember there. So dot loc, that's the statement that we will use there. Then next one, what will be the output of the following statement? Employees colon equal to 0. Employees colon equal to 0, then print of employees. What will happen? Error, all values will be 0 and none of the above. Which one? Which one? B. That means all values will become 0. All values will become 0. So that's the next one. Then which statement will be used for deleting a row from data frame? If you require to delete a specific row, not column, if you require to delete a specific row from the existing data frame, how we will do that? Access equal to 0 means row representation, and drop function that we can use for deleting a row. Which function? Drop function that we will use. Drop, that's a function that you need to use for deleting a row. Drop function that we need to use. And when we are using access equal to 0, that means row, and access equal to 1 means that's column. That's column. So here which one we required? Data frame equal to data frame name dot drop of the field name within single quotes, comma, access equal to 0. So this one is the correct one. Dot drop of access equal to 1 means they are trying to delete a column. So since that's not a column, so that's a row. So like that we can delete the data from the existing data frame. So that's also possible. So access equal to 0 means row and access equal to 1 means column. So like that we can delete the data from the existing data frame. We are moving to the next question. What will be the output of the following statement? So if you provide employees dot loc of age, what will happen? That's not accepted. I will show you. If you provide employees dot loc of age, that statement is wrong. That's not permitted to use like that. LOC means labeled index that they are trying to refer. So that index that's not there, that's a column name. So when you try to execute this, they will raise an error there. So if you require to print a specific column from the existing data frame, how we will do that? We will provide the data frame name, then within square bracket age. Within square bracket age that we can use. So that particular column that's printed there. Otherwise, another method that's available, I will show you, dot loc within square bracket. We will provide colon, comma, then age. If you provide that, what will happen? The row wise dot ILOC or LOC, which one that we will use, that also we will counter check now. So here that data that's displayed with the age column. So if you are trying to provide LOC, you need to refer the entire row as the first step. So here we are not providing the starting and ending indexes there. So they will take the entire thing. Take the entire thing. Then from that they are trying to retrieve only age. So either you can use which mechanism? Employees within square bracket. Within square bracket we will provide this particular statement, or otherwise we can use, if you are using LOC, you need to refer the rows by using colon, blank colon. That means starting and the ending index that we are not providing. That means the entire rows that will be taken, and from that only the age field. So like that we can retrieve the data. So either the first one or the second option that we can use. So here actually this one will provide error. That means here we didn't provide the raw specification, so that will lead to an error. So that's the answer for that question. Then the next question is dot size. What will be the size of the employees? 10. So how that will be taken? Based on the number of values over there. Based on the number of values over there, they will print the size. So that's another question. Then which of the following statement will display the column labels of the data frame? If you require to display the column labels, how we will do that? 4 options that's provided there: dot column function, dot rows function, dot index function, and dot columns. So which one that we will use? That's an attribute actually. So which one? D. Option D, that's the correct answer. So that's the method, or that's the attribute that we will use for printing the column names. I will show that also. So we are moving to the printing statement. Print of the data frame name employees dot columns. That's not a function, so you don't require to provide the parenthesis there. So that column names, that's printed here. So that's an object generation actually. So index of, within that they are printing that. So if you require to print it directly, then we need to modify it with the list function, list of. So what will happen? They will convert a particular object to a list. Whatever they retrieve, that will be converted to a list. So here you can see that column names. So that's the another mechanism for retrieving the column names from the existing data frame. I hope that's clear now. So that's another question. The rest of the questions that we will discuss within the coming video. Thank you.